116,916. I will buy that. So we're down a little bit, but really, sold vehicles 130, new vehicles 128. We're up. Why are we up money? Oh, vehicle running costs. Yeah, okay. So yes, we're not up money. We're down very slightly, but that's not something significant. And yes, we are still rich. Oh, right. Okay. No, that's fine. I think it's just something a little bit different. I mean, what is it? Oh, we've got 2 dials on the front. Can I see the turn signals? Yes. Woo. Lights. Oh, I have... Okay, those are brights. Those are front lights. Side lights. I'm not seeing the rear lights. Okay, so I don't have a warning sign for the rear lights and beacon. I don't see a warning sign for the beacon either, but anyway, it's a thing. Let's get this hitched up and resprayed. Oh, I messed that up, didn't I? Right. Now, the main thing here is this built for the 7? The 7 doesn't quite reach the ground. Gonna jump out and I think we're okay with the 7. It's the problem with the 7 on the Massey was you could lift the front of the Massey up using it, so obviously this is a little bit better. Tractor is at 68%, arms are at 7. Well, whatever. So I want to customize main color. The amusing thing is, oh, there's the screen. Ultra green. So we're running black, and I don't know what sort of black. Jet black is fine. £50 spent. How's that compare? Well, the arms are dirty, but that looks fine. Reconnect that, lift it up, and try not to hit the telly truck on the way out. Yeah, I guess. Oh, that's the other thing I want to check while we're in here. I do have a better view out the right-hand window, which the Massey was a problem. And I guess the beacons are okay. So yes, nice black tractor. Woo! With more power than what we had. So, of course, the other thing we had with the 6S is we did have a set of wide tyres. I'm not sure I put wheel weights on them, but obviously that's something to keep in mind, because the hills on this map are quite steep, and even at 200 horsepower we were struggling. I think 250 might work for most of the stuff. As for the baler, the problem is I tend to like producing the largest bale I can get away with. So silage bales 150 centimetres, hay and straw at 180 if I'm using rounds. So having a baler that's restricted to 125 centimetre bales means you end up with a lot more bales, and you end up with a lot more driving to deliver them somewhere. So ideally what I'm looking for is as fewer trips as possible to get around. Now you'll notice in the yard I made a huge mistake by making 180 centimetre round bales and being unable to wrap them. And so, yeah, that's a thing I've got to keep an eye on. But my solution may be to get the cheaper baler. I'm just going to stick this down here. Okay. Get the cheaper baler that doesn't wrap for itself, and I can pick the size. I believe that's the Kuhn baler, and then get the extractor wrapper, which just that can wrap everything. Oh, I did notice in the mods in test this week there's a Lamborghini tractor available. So anybody who wants to play Clarkson Farm can potentially do that now. Although I think the Lamborghini is manufactured same place, or these are manufactured. Lamborghini's just a rebadged Deutz, I think. So can be a thing. Okay, that should be close enough. Taylor, good day. Welcome to Saturday stream and our old new tractor. What we just bought. Having issues. Oh, we need to go back even further. There we are. Okay, where are we going with this? Meeny, meeny, miny, mo. 63 is up there. Won't take long. Okay, let us 36. Get ourselves a clue. 36. Oh, that's. Oh, pretty much over there somewhere. That's probably the easiest way to get to it. And 63 is up there. Okay then. Let's jump in the cab because it's just easier. It's okay, yeah. There are, it's a good update to Farm Sim 19. Dear, die! Yeah, that was the other thing. So I hit a deer on Tuesday. Managed to get the truck home. It's parked in the front yard. I get up the next morning and the deer's pooped on the front yard path. So obviously revenge for killing a deer, but yes, I think the differences enhance the gameplay. At the start, obviously, as with every new release of Farm Sim, there is a lack of mods, a lack of maps. Now that we're up and going, I think this might be my turning. Looks good, and oh, potatoes again. Woo! No. Did I just drop that? Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Nope, it looks like everything's... I did not mean to do that on a worker, so let's do that manually. Okay, there we go. But as far as everything's concerned, I mean, you look at this game playthrough so far, I suppose we're 34 hours in already. Which is surprising. That's actually not bad. And most of my other stuff have been fairly abortive starts where I just really haven't gotten into the farm that I'm playing. And that's kind of the problem I have with finding a map to play on. And Calmsden is good. I think the trouble I had with that is the fields are so expensive. You can start off with a good sized farm, but it takes an absolute age to expand it. And if you make the wrong decisions at the start, it's going to take you that much longer. This map, the fields are fairly reasonably priced. So the fact that we're only starting with 2 isn't a huge problem for us. What are we on? It's March 3rd. Okay. Sorry, I just need to keep track of where we are on when our fields need some further work. But I think my frustration at the moment is all down to we're starting out, and so there's not a lot for us to do. Fortunately, Cavalier Roy came through and has provided me with access to the new version of this map, and I will be downloading that and migrating this playthrough onto the new version of the map. And the highlights he's told me are things like better clearance at the sides of the roads. So he's moved all the hedge lines and fences and walls back, because at the moment they are right on the edge of the road, and very easy to wrap yourself around a wall or drive into a hedge, which generally isn't a problem unless you're hauling a trailer with bales or boxes on pallets, because they don't pass through hedges. He's got the sort of the magic Oxygen David setting, which prevents bales rolling through hedges, which is a good thing because we have steep hills on some of our fields, and rolling away bales is a problem. But if you're driving down the road and you slightly drift and a bale gets caught in a hedge, you're kind of stuck. So the fact that he's giving us a little bit more room there is a good thing. And then he's also added, I can't remember if he said he's using Alien Gym building assets, but basically he's added the building assets to the construction menu for this map. He can't separate them out as a separate pack, but he is able to include them as construction elements. So we can demolish some barns and build new barns in the same style, which is something I kind of like to be able to do. What I don't like sort of, oh, well, I'm playing on this American map and I don't like where that barn is, so I'll knock that barn down and I'll rebuild it as a European barn because that's all I've got available until some decent mods come out. But being able to build up a yard in the style that the yard is already built I appreciate being able to do that. Okay, where are we up to? Again, I didn't notice you have completed this contract yet, so go have a look. We are 99% done. Now sometimes all you have to do is drive and it will... maybe we'll just have to turn it on then. Oh, I could narrow the spray boom. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And that's done. I wonder... there is a pathway there. It might be possible to get over here. So if we head south, turn right around field 39 and see what's going on at that junction. And for the most part, I'm liking the DLC we've got so far. I mean, my gripe when the first one came out was, oh great, you've given me a bunch of your orchard tractors. But there seems to be a big limit on orchard equipment. And, I would have preferred to get a bunch of new orchard equipment than... Okay. We're driving around the houses, or the fields, I guess. But with the Kubota DLC, you pay for the tractors, but then there was a Kubota equipment mod. So that was very, very nicely timed. And I appreciated that. Now the next mod we get, or DLC we get, is going to be new equipment. And I think that's going to be interesting. We're going to have a self-propelled baler. I'm on the wrong side of this hedge. That's annoying. Hopefully. Oh, we're up to the road here. Well, I guess we can turn right and look for an entrance to the right. Or an exit. Entrance, exit, something. Go through the forest. Right there. Well, it was less time than it would have taken us to drive past our yard. So yes, we'll have we'll have a self-propelled baler. We'll have a new rake, I believe. So most of all of the windrowers we got with Farm Sim 22 are windrowers. They're the sort of the rotating windmill things on a contraption. There is. Giants released a mod of the Kuhn Rake, which came out with the Kuhn pack in Farm Sim 19, I believe. We have that on our farm. That thing there is our choice of windrower for this farm. There's going to be a new style which has kind of spiked rollers rather than the sort of the multiple rake vanes that one has. Still does the same thing. It's something I'm more familiar seeing on American farms than the one we're running. And then a bunch of baling equipment, I think mowers and the likes. So it's stuff we've already got, but the self-propelled baler is going to be, I think, the unique selling point of this particular pack. how much how much demand there will be for it is one of those weird things. It's sort of like, having the big M, it's great. I can't afford a big M and a tractor, so I'm better off having a tractor with a mower set. So I can buy a baler for 50,000 and hitch it on the back of the tractor I already have, or I can buy a self-propelled baler for 250,000. Why would I spend that? The tractor baler option is far more flexible, kind of like the self-propelled sprayers and the manure trucks, the trike, whatever it is. They're really nice to have, but you're spending 200,000 on something you could have you could spend on a tractor and that piece of equipment, and then use the tractor for other jobs. But it might, it's a novelty now, and people might decide, you know what, I kind of like that option. We do have a sunroof, that's good. So different tractor for the farm. I do like this one. We will probably, as I said, now that we're up to 250 horsepower almost on our only farm tractor at the moment, chances are I may be in the market for a small tractor to run around, because once we get cows, I'm going to want to be running around shoveling bales and what have you. So having a small, nimble tractor in the yard is going to be advantageous. This is, I think, I was finding the 6S a little bit lacking in power considering some of our fields, and I think this will do us fine. Actually, I do want to check on that, because we used I believe it was a T7, which 273 to 313. We've only got 247. We used the smallest one of those. But we were, our 200, well, at the time, 150 horsepower tractor was struggling pulling around baler around, so. And it's not because it didn't have the horsepower to pull a round baler around, it didn't have the horsepower to go up a steep hill while operating a small baler. So this should do us a little bit better. Front loader arms and the ability to run narrow tyres means we can do field work in it, and it should do well hauling grains to the market, that was the other problem we had with the 6S, was hauling 100,000 litres of silage on our flatbed. I think we ended up leasing a tractor just to get that job done, because it was painful. But now that we've got something a little bit more functional, I think we're going to need smaller tractors. We are going to need bigger tractors as we buy bigger equipment. And from watching other people, getting into production is definitely a lucrative move in Farm Sim 22. It's something I have never really bothered with in other versions of Farming Simulator. I haven't really bothered with the make your own seed, make potato chips or whatever. Primarily because it's it kind of detracted from the farming aspect. But I think for Farm Sim 22, being able to grow grains in a farm and then own a flour mill and turn the grains into flour. One, because of the amount of time you have your grains sitting in a silo waiting for the best price, you can just ship them down to the production facility and have them turn into flour, and then when the best price for flour comes up, it's about the same time as the best price for grains, but you've basically increased the value of your cereals by turning them into flour. And then if you want to go the next stage, you can buy a bread factory and turn all your flour into bread, which makes it even more valuable. Now your product is sitting, not returning you money for longer, but when it does return money, it's going to be more valuable. So that's kind of where this sits at the moment. We are burning through this. We are on auto. I'm not sure if auto makes a difference, but and I do not have I don't have the crop sensors turned on. But again, the question is how useful are crop sensors when there's no crop? Because supposedly the crop sensors are looking at the condition of, it's reading something about the leaves of the plant and deciding how lacking in nitrogen it is. So obviously no plants. Why would crop sensors work? 70% done. So we're doing about 10% per pass. Maybe a little less. Maybe a little more. Fewer passes, more percentage. Descriptions is hard. But it looks like we've got... field is getting shorter as we make these turns now. Get these two contracts done. We should be able to sleep, and then tomorrow we will be starting a new day. 83% done. Now, what have we got? As far as equipment is concerned, we have the mower and the rake at the moment. I'm going to need a baler and a wrapper and bale. I don't need bale transport. I can manually load the bale trailer, which is what we've been doing so far, stacking bales on a trailer. Probably not going to be loading the bale trailer up with 104,000 litres of silage, because I'm pretty sure even this tractor will struggle with that kind of load. I think I went with base model Axion 800. I can look that one up. I don't know. 93% done. So we could... probably going to have to turn around and do the next bit. I think if I spin that way, it will get more of it done in a quicker time. Oh yeah, there's a ton to do here. So keep driving, get this done. Oh, come on. But also, if we get a baler and the extractor, gonna probably try and look for a small baling contract and see if we can actually complete that with the extractor. Something I know I could do in Farm Sim 19. We did all our baling with wrapped on an extractor, and then with a contract you just immediately unwrapped it, stuck it on the bale trailer. Actually, we weren't playing with seasons, so yeah, it immediately converted to silage. So if we weren't keeping it, we just unwrap it, load it on the bale collector, and deliver it, and that worked. So since contracts do ferment immediately, I'm guessing the extractor will work. We'll just haul it to the field